Yowie wowie, what an amazing episode of the Firefly Funhouse once again this week on WWE Raw. Of course, again filled with Easter eggs and things you might have missed. I really do feel like since they've moved the Funhouse, Bray, Alexa to Monday Night Raw, that we're seeing this play out in a whole different way to what it was on SmackDown. It's so much better. Hats off to you, WWE. But we're going to start this video by setting you some homework. Of course, we have the Funhouse sign. Abandon all hope, ye who exit here. It's in every single episode of the Funhouse ever since it debuted. Now, there has been a couple of occasions in the past we've mentioned it. I've tried to look at it. I can't see anything. But when the lights change, certain letters do seem to vanish. When the red light's on, the red letters disappear. It's very, very significant, I think. I think there may be hidden messages on that sign. I know a few of you have contacted me on Twitter, especially about tonight, so I definitely feel like it's something we need to investigate. You guys are Funhouse theorists. Let me know in the comment section if you can find what the hidden message may be. Now, a flashback to last week. Of course, Alexa Bliss was in the ring for a moment of bliss. We saw the pain and play on her shoes, but we also had what you can clearly see is the Fiend's face. We have seen it before in the Funhouse. Bray had it on a paper plate. Why it's on her shoes, I have no idea, but I did think it was something cool to mention. Because when I did the video last week, WWE's digital images weren't uploaded at the time. We couldn't see it then, so I had to mention it now. This week, however, we got the three most important letters in sports entertainment. RKO. Again, if you have no idea what that means, you need to stop watching wrestling. It obviously means Randy Orton, and I need to say this. Puppet watch! Of course, Ramblin Rabbit was hidden backstage amongst... I don't even know what that stuff is, but he was hidden backstage during Randy's Orton's backstage interview thing. I was so pleased to see a puppet hiding. I used to love Puppet Watch. Please do more of this, WWE. Please! Talking of puppets, we saw Huskus and Ramblin Rabbit with a new swear jar, but significant in the bottom left of the screen is the new logo for next for Funhouse segments. Of course, it's blood, it's Fiend related, it's pretty cool. We did see the swear jar come into force in the Funhouse. Of course, Abby the Witch told Randy Orton to go F himself. She told Alexa Bliss to go F herself as well. Honestly, that Abby the Witch puppet, honestly, I thought she was cool. And then Bray Wyatt at the end said, oh, poop as well. I gotta be very friendly on this because I want adverts, please, YouTube. Please. Obviously, the symbol they used was for the new staff. It's not new staff, it's the old staff that we've seen being brought back to the Firefly Funhouse recently. We saw Bray Wyatt unbox it, and it was involved last week as well. He killed Ramblin Rabbit with it. We know that this is Sister Abigail's staff. It's a weapon of the apocalypse, Bray called it, and he was able to use it for spells and stuff. So it's like a magic wand, and I wonder if it's going to be a significant feature going forward. Maybe the Fiend, maybe Alexa uses it in some capacity. I would think so. Maybe it's just for the Randy Orton feud, but the fact they've used it so much and they've hidden it in so many different places, honestly, I think it's something we got to look out for. I really, really do. You know we got to talk about this. Of course, we had Alexa Bliss having whatever the hell that was come out of her mouth. Now, obviously it's red. First instincts is blood. First thoughts are something horrific. Now, she asked Bray Wyatt for his assistance with this, and he obliged by using, once again, the heel glove. For 2 weeks in a row, Bray Wyatt has used the heel glove on Alexa Bliss, and I think that's, again, something significant to mention. But this is 100% demonic. But at first thoughts has to go to a possession. We have questioned before if the Fiend, if Bray Wyatt have possessed Alexa Bliss. And if that's the case, maybe that's how she's able to make this sputum, this horrible bile, this blood-like substance appear out of her mouth. Now, what I think about straight away is what Bray said. He was working on something and he couldn't wait to show us it at the start of the Funhouse. Alexa said she wanted to show us something she's been working on. What if this is all part of the Alexa Bliss character change and we're just slowly watching the little bits develop, all those key bits being put together? It's possible. Later on, we saw Nikki Cross confront Alexa Bliss backstage. Of course, her former best friend. She was trying to get through to her, saying that you wouldn't let Bray do this to you normally. Alexa then turned around, this demonic look on her face. Again, those contact lenses look amazing. I noticed as well, the lips do look very dry. She looks spaced out. She looks completely out of this world. And again, this new look of Alexa is definitely developing over time. It's just really, really interesting. We also got the new dress in this week's Funhouse, and you can clearly see the logo on the front of it. Again, it's blacked out. It's Alexa's old logo, but again, a new version of it. A blacked out logo with like a pink outline. Maybe that logo could be developed into some kind of mask for her. They're obviously continuing to use it, so why not? It would be cool to throw back her old character. I definitely feel like that new logo definitely fits whatever the hell this character is, because at this stage we still don't know whether this is a demonic possession, whether this is Alexa becoming a female fiend. We just don't know, and it's so cool as we're seeing the development of this character. Maybe after a few more weeks where the heel glove is being used, like we still don't even know what the heel glove does, but we've seen it now on 2 occasions allow Alexa Bliss to become this more demonic entity. So that's got to be significant. We have seen it as well in the past bring Ramblin Rabbit back to life. So again, we know it heals, obviously. It's literally called the heel glove. But what is it doing to Alexa? Is it what Bray considers healing? We did see Alexa earlier on at the start of Raw seemingly controlling those screeching noises. Those fiend lights, we call them. And of course, knowing that she can do that, maybe she's further on this progression than we ever thought she could be at this stage. It did take Bray Wyatt 4 weeks at the original Funhouse to do that. Of course, we saw the play and the pain gloves once again. Obviously, she was in the ring with Randy Orton. She held him up to her chin. We don't know what the significance of that is, because we know Bray holds him to his ears or in front of his eyes. So I don't know what under the chin means. Maybe you do. If you do, let me know in the comment section below. But notice she took the play glove away and of course left only the pain glove up. Of course, staring right at Randy Orton. Again, something significant, something cool that's worth a mention. And of course, USA Network actually responded to Mike. Shout out to you, Mike. Of course, they actually responded to his tweet when he said before Raw, "I can't wait to see what Alexa and Bray do this week." USA Network replied, "The full cast calls for something painful." The fact that Alexa then had the pain glove in a key significant starting segment of Raw, I think they kind of hinted at that. So maybe it's worth following the USA Network. They may do that again. We can also confirm Alexa does not have any letters on the fingers of her gloves. Some people have been saying that they were on the fingers and on the side. We never saw that last week. We never actually got a clear shot of the fingers. From this screenshot, you can clearly see that it's just white. The wording is just on the side of the gloves, which makes sense. If she's going to put them under her chin, obviously pointing at the camera, it makes sense. But this may be really interesting. It's what the announcers said just before the Firefly Funhouse. They was recapping the start of Raw, and they mentioned Drew McIntyre attacking Randy. They actually said that Alexa Bliss made a trap for Randy Orton and allowed Drew McIntyre to attack Orton. Now, if that's the case, that's exactly what they said last week. They said The Fiend and Drew McIntyre worked together to make a trap for Orton. So are we saying here that The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, in some way is helping Drew McIntyre? I kind of feel like maybe he is. I kind of feel that Drew would be a Much better choice of opponent for Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. Notice, they keep saying, if Randy Orton is WWE Champion come Survivor Series. They're not saying, if Roman Reigns is the Universal Champion come Survivor Series. I think they're laying the groundwork that Orton is likely to lose that title in the build to Survivor Series. I don't think it will be The Fiend. I think it was more likely to be Drew. Maybe The Fiend helps Drew McIntyre take the title back. Of course, this match on screen would be heel versus heel. Does it really help? No. Does Drew McIntyre lose to Roman Reigns hurt him? No. But also, speaking of Drew, he tweeted out a few hours before Raw saying, I never forgive, I never forget. And a lot of people are saying, well, that sounds like The Fiend. That sounds exactly like the key phrases of The Fiend. The Fiend never forgets. And of course, we know he never forgives, even though Bray Wyatt does on Twitter, because he goes and targets people and causes them hell. That's not forgiving people, that's getting revenge. And I think that's what Drew McIntyre is doing. We also saw on the Funhouse this week the flashbacks to Randy Orton burning the Wyatt family compound down. Of course, this was Bray remembering again. We saw him actually use that weapon of the apocalypse, Abigail's staff. He dug it into the ashes. We saw that again. Just worth mentioning, because of the homework I set you at the start of the video, it might be a little bit significant to it. I genuinely don't know. So, obviously, if you know, as I said, let me know in the comments section down below. Again, a flashback from last week. We know Ramblin' Rabbit was poisoned with arsenic. This was after Alexa Bliss made the best cup of tea he'd ever tasted, but it nearly killed him after all that. Well, arsenic is actually number 33 on the periodic table. Again, Bray and Randy Orton happened at WrestleMania 33. A nice little Easter egg maybe there from Bray Wyatt that, you know, they could have chosen other poison. They did arsenic for a specific reason. 33, WrestleMania 33. I really like that, and I thought it was worth mentioning. As I said at the start, I really feel like this week's Funhouse once again was brilliant. There was again so many different things, little Easter eggs hidden within everything that Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss have done. And again, we've done this now 3 weeks in a row because there's just so much to talk about. I can't just do it in a quick 2-minute recap video. Again, if I missed anything that you saw that I didn't, let me know in the comments section down below. I do think Alexa Bliss could be getting some kind of mask. Maybe it's a face paint. Maybe it's an actual Fiend mask. Maybe it's a mask of her actual logo that you can see on the dress. That's a possibility. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Like the video, and if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Consider turning on notifications so you never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter at CWrestlingUK. Share the video so your friends can find it, and I'll see you next time. Peace!